Cut Therapy, episode 3, man. Hold on, I'm gonna get my boy mic'd up in a second. Yeah, featuring Real 4 Zka. So I say cuts backwards. Zka. Introduce yourself, tell them your age and what you do.
All right, what's going on, guys? My name is Reggie. Shit, bro, I forgot. What was I supposed to introduce myself? My age. All right, guys, my name is Reggie. I'm 21, young, you know. And what I do is I come in here and I get cuts every single week, bro. I love my man right here. Now, you know, I got a normal job. I be working in a hotel, server stuff. It's cool.
Okay.
But, you know, in the hotels, I gotta look fresh, so I gotta come here, look sharp for the rich people in there, you know?
Yeah, man. What hotel you work at again?
The Ritz-Carlton.
The Ritz.
Yeah, hella nice. Oh, bro, the other day I went to the Ritz-Carlton. They had like this 20-year anniversary thing, and I went to a gala. I didn't want to go, so I fucked up, bro. I went there looking musty without a cut from you. It was on Saturday.
Oh, my gosh.
No, dude, but I went through, and they were going crazy, bro. We were
talking crazy about, how?
Okay, so yeah, we were talking about earlier how my cuts, or when you give me a cut, I go demon mode or whatnot.
Oh my gosh.
And honestly, that night, bro, I didn't even need it. I was sober. I was going crazy with one of my coworkers.
Yeah.
And, bro, she's like 10 years older than me. And she was all like dancing on me and shit. She's Dominican too, just like me. So, you know, the Dominican people, they just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. And it was crazy too because my parents, they also worked there, and my mom was right there just watching this girl grind up on me, listening to Gasolina and all this and that. And then,
old school reggae.
Yeah, and then she gave me like half of her beer cup. She told me chug it. Then she whispered in my ear, like, now you can date me. And first of all, I was like, I've been able to date you. I just didn't want to, you know?
Now you can date me.
No, but then later my mom saw that shit, and I went back to my mom's house before I went to my apartment, and she's like, Reggie, baby, just remember, always wear a condom.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, okay, mommy. No,
Thank you for the pointer.
Yeah, after the gala, all my coworkers, they wanted to go downtown to a bar, but I was wearing some of my dad's clothes. I didn't bring anything nice, and like I said, I didn't have one of your cuts, so I had to limit the demon activity.
Oh my gosh.
I think if I had your cut, I would have had a way crazier night, though.
Sounds like it. Yeah, let's definitely tone down the
No, but also
the activities.
But also, don't get me wrong, I like to indulge in that, but I've been trying to be a good man, man. I've actually been practicing celibacy.
Really?
Yeah, 2 months strong.
Really?
Yeah.
How's that been?
It's good. I don't know. I felt like I was getting caught up in like a bunch of girl stuff, you know, so I needed a break, and I've been focusing a lot more on the diet and the gym.
Yeah?
It's been nice. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And I was very honest with the ladies I was messing with. I'm like, yo, like, this has to stop, blah, blah. You know, obviously no hard feelings. Everything was super casual.
Wow.
It was cool. It was cool, yeah. And I don't know, like, I've never, you know, considered myself close to God or anything, but I feel nicer. I almost feel like I could get there. Not that, you know, casual sex is like a bad thing or anything, but I just feel nicer sometimes.
How do you, like, has it elevated your focus? Like, did it?
Yes.
Has it given you what you've been looking for?
Absolutely. But also paired with that, I've been on a calorie deficit.
Okay.
I've been keeping the protein up, 1 gram per body weight. You know, that's the general rule. But the thing is, when you're in a calorie deficit, you're kind of like low energy, and your libido kind of falls too. So not only did I take like the liberty of not having casual sex anymore, my libido is just naturally lower too. So I've been focusing on everything a lot more, especially the gym. I go with my friend. Yeah. And he's a big dude, and it's kind of like the opposite. I'm a smaller guy working my way up, and he's working his way down. And I actually have a notebook, and I've been tracking the last like 2 weeks of our progress on every single lift and every single set, every rep. I've been counting everything. It's really interesting. And I feel like low-key like a scientist, and he's my experiment, you know? We make jokes about that. Yeah, so yeah, bro, I'm like locked in. It's a really nice feeling, yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely say that in seasons where I wasn't having or indulging in sex, that you definitely do get locked in, and I will say spiritually lifted. So it's good that you're experimenting with that.
It's a nice word, spiritually lifted. I didn't even think about the spirit and all that, but that's the best way to describe it, to be honest. Like
Yeah,
that
bro.
feeling you have, or I think earlier I mentioned like I just felt cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just like feeling spiritually stronger, maybe, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What is it? Yeah, I tell people all the time, like, I think when a man ejaculates, proper term.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, we have like over like 3 million like sperm cells. I know it's definitely over a million,
Yeah.
but
Oh, yeah.
that come out, and I view like sperm cells as souls, and so like every time, every time like you release, it's like you're releasing like X million amount of souls, and so imagine you being like the gatekeeper for souls.
Damn.
If you just harbor that, and how much like energy that you receive from that. That's why I say like spiritually lifted, because like how much like, like I said, if you're like the gatekeeper for souls, like how much of that like are you retaining?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I totally
Yeah.
see it the way you're painting that,
Yeah.
gatekeeping all the souls, and it's like, that's all you, man. You're keeping your...
Exactly, which is crazy.
I've heard people say that, yeah, like
It's crazy.
keeping your strength and stuff, saving your
Yeah.
seed, all that, and the benefits it gives you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We should have like our own research. You should get all the barbers in here. You could have one side, all of them save their seed, the other side don't save their seed, and somehow measure their spiritual levels.
Oh my gosh.
Like
Crazy
on
enough, we
scientific
actually
level.
probably already do that. Like
Yeah.
without like intention, because like there are some of us in here who practice celibacy, and then there's other ones that don't. And so we can probably have that conversation without even having to hold the experiment, because the experiment's probably already being done.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say half and half, but it's probably already being done.
Yeah. Well, you know how experiments go. It'd be hard anyways because there's so many variables in an individual's life to
Yeah,
really know
absolutely.
what could be impacting their spirituality and whatnot. And
I mean, I feel like a lot of
Energy.
things
yeah,
do
almost
in
everything.
general. Yeah, bro, because it's like, I mean, bro, like your entire existence is a gateway to God. Like, it's mind, body, and soul, and so anything that your mental is doing can be hindering or advancing. Anything that you're doing with your body can be hindering or advancing. And then same thing, like with your soul. Anything you're like pouring like passion or time into can be elevating or declining. So,
You know, you just mentioned God. I got a question I've been brewing for a few days.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Brewing, no.
Yeah.
What is this? Okay.
So, like a long time ago, I got a gift from one of my family members in the Dominican Republic. They
Okay.
gave me this really beautiful silver chain,
Yeah.
and there's a cross on it. And I never wore it because I never thought silver was really my color, whatever.
Okay.
But I started wearing it recently, and I kind of wear it with pride too. Like I don't tuck it under the shirt; I put it over. It
Yeah.
looks nice. It's like a beautiful chain
Nice
for
chain,
real.
yeah.
Yep. And I'll be walking around the gym like that, and then I wonder like if people look at me, they're probably like, oh, like he's super proud. He must be like a Christian. I'm not even a Christian. My family's Catholic, and then
Okay.
me personally, like I don't even know.
Yeah.
But I was talking to my friend about it because he was like, "Oh, you wear that, but you know, you're not really like religious." And I was like, it's not that I don't believe in religion or anything, but I feel like I mainly wear this because it's like it makes me feel kind of like close to my family and like this is what they believe in, and I kind of like that feeling of like just being family centric. And I don't know. I basically I just gave you all that to ask you if you think it's kind of like strange to wear like a piece of religion on you if you're not necessarily like in it like that, or I don't know, like what do you think? You think I should be rocking a chain like that, or maybe it's a little disrespectful? Like be honest, you know?
Man, bro. So, bro, I think people can wear whatever they want to wear.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I do think that, there should be limitations, because there are certain things that like do rep certain things.
Yeah.
Like there's certain things that are like cultish, or like certain things that
Oh, yeah.
people put on and they don't even know that are just like literally
Yeah.
demonic or something like that. But like, sips coffee. Like, dude, I don't think there's anything wrong with the cross. Jesus did something on that cross that he did something for all of us with, and so I don't think there's absolutely anything wrong with that. I will say that like wearing it, you're probably gonna get questions like that. Like people are gonna be like, oh, I see you got a cross on you. Are you, you follow Christ? You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
I will say like prepare yourself for those questions, because like that does come. But also at the same time, bro, like bro, most people that wear anything as far as like in reference to God don't even know what it is or what it is that they're wearing. And so the same people who are probably like questioning you or judging you for it probably have little to no knowledge themselves. Or I shouldn't say knowledge. They may have a bunch of knowledge, but they have little to no wisdom on what it is that they're actually speaking about as well. And so it's like in my personal opinion, I'm very keen to that type of stuff. Like I like wearing certain things and certain things I won't because I like to study things and I like to, be the best representation of God that I can be. Because men were created to be like the walking image of God. The first thing in Genesis, the first thing that God says is that he created. So the first thing is he created the heavens and the earth. And then the first thing he tells us about like us, the first thing he tells man about themselves, because woman wasn't around yet, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Is that man was created in his image. So the first thing that God tells us about himself is that he's a creator, he's creative. And the first thing he tells us about us is that we're created in his image. And so we should be able to create. And I feel like style, imagery, is part of being creative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think that there's anything wrong with you wearing a cross, but I will say, like, look into it. You know what I'm saying? If it makes you feel closer to family because that's what they believe in, maybe you should study that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Good point,
Like,
yeah.
why does it make you feel that way? Because, I think emotions are spirits, and I think they're consultants. Like, I think that if you have a feeling towards something, that it's speaking to you. And so I think you should dive into it and figure out why does this piece make me feel this type of way. Because there was a point in time where I wore more jewelry than I do now. I still love jewelry. I'm a fanatic for gold.
Yeah.
I love gold. I'm not too fond of diamonds. Diamonds are cool.
Diamonds are overrated, bro. Everybody knows
Yeah.
it's a scam. Yeah.
I'm not too fond of diamonds. I do have one pair of diamond earrings, but they're gold, and then they're like diamonds in the gold.
Yes.
But me, I like gold. The reason why I like gold is because I feel like it's not just a piece of jewelry. It's also an investment.
Oh yeah. Gold's always valuable.
Yeah, I can always melt it down and do whatever I want with gold. And gold holds its value. Most of the currencies are backed by gold, or at least they're trying to be backed by gold. A lot of them aren't actually. But like gold is the standard. You know what I'm saying? And so like not only is it fashionable, but it's just the standard. I just love it too. I feel like even though I hate the color yellow, I feel like gold matches everything.
Yeah. Can't go wrong, to be honest.
Yeah. But yeah, like there was a point in time where I was wearing jewelry, and like whenever I wore it, like it would make me feel like more confident. Like I would feel more like more myself, quote unquote, with jewelry on. And then I had to start questioning that. I was like, dang, like why is it that I feel more confident with jewelry than when I don't have it? And so I stopped wearing it. And I was doing some like real like deep, like, just like self-work, talking to God about it. And God was just like, working on me and working on myself. And like he was like, yeah, it's cool. Like it's okay for you to, wear jewelry and feel confident. You should feel confident in everything you do though, because it's not the jewelry that gives you confidence, it's him. And so like I stopped wearing jewelry for a while. Like no earrings, I think my left earring hole actually closed. My right one's still open. I gotta go get that left one reopened. But yeah, and I stopped doing it just so that I can, like I had to get it out of my head that like, oh, like jewelry makes you more confident. No, confidence is something internal. And so that was something that I had to question. And that's what I'm saying. Like, and I feel like I'm still learning more into that as well. But like, it's definitely like anything like that, like confidence or anything that should be internal, like shouldn't be external. And so anytime that you're feeling something and it's coming from external, I will say it raises questions. And because the answer could be good or it could be bad, Yep. Because you never know. Seek and you'll find.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think the best trait a person can have is that ability to look within oneself and kind of like question who you are and kind of be more like critical of yourself, because a lot of people, they kind of just live their day to day, just like,
Living life.
I'm me, yeah, or they're just be on their phone
a
and
bunch of NPCs.
they don't even think for themselves. Yeah, NPCs. Nah, that's that's a new term everybody's using, and it's true, bro. It's accurate. That's how some people really are.
Non-playable
They don't have their own dialogue, bro.
No.
Yeah, every day I try to live my life not being an NPC, you know?
That's good. And I will say for someone who doesn't like view themselves as like religious, and because I don't really view myself as religious either, but for you, like someone who doesn't view themselves as like someone who really knows God, I will say he knows you. And it shows because there's certain things that are just like
you gotta explain to me, man. How can he know me?
For sure, he knows you. I mean, God knows everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
God, he's the creator of all. He's the supreme being. He's, Alpha, Omega. He's the beginning, the end. And so, like, he knows everything. He spoke everything into existence without getting off of his throne. And he definitely does know you, but I can tell by, like, what people call morals or whatever it is. Like, there's certain things that are Christ-like that come out of you. And again, because he's in all of us. We just have to, work on actually accepting that truth. And that's where, revival comes in, or change really sparks. Yeah. But people have a hard time trying to accept that because truth hurts. And we all have truth within us, but we like to feel good, or we like to live within our standards. And so versus turning our life over to God, we remain in confusion, or we remain in that, I think so, but we won't ever actually go and do the more work to learn about it or whatever it is. I know God, I feel like he's alive, but there's always a but, there's always an and that's that flesh, because flesh works just as well as sin. People think that sin is the only thing that like keeps us, or negativity, what people call nowadays negative energy. People, low vibrational. Nah, bro, there's good and bad. You know what I'm saying? There's positive and negative, and there's a way of life that glorifies God and glorifies His creation. There's a way of life that doesn't, destroys it. And our flesh is keen to destruction. We're born into destruction because of fallen nature. Not everything that's natural has to flow. There's dams that run. I mean, there's rivers that run, and beavers come out of nowhere and build these random dams.
Yeah, block them up. Yeah.
Just block them up. Not everything that's natural has to flow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, bro. Yeah, man. I can definitely tell. And I will say, like, in that journey of, like, looking within, like, do it. And do it alone. A lot of people are scared to be alone. But like,
oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just because that they're alone, like they're scared to be like alone with their thoughts. But it's those thoughts that will, in my opinion, bring you closer to God. Because you're gonna have to fight every voice in your head is not your voice. So you're gonna have to fight certain voices. A voice that calls yourself ugly in your head, that's not your voice. A voice that calls yourself not enough, that's not your voice. Because you are enough. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things like I don't know. And then proof that, in my opinion, proof that like certain voices are lies too. We've all been in relationships. I would hope at this age that most of us have been in relationships.
Yeah.
And we could have sworn up and down that we were in love with somebody at some point, and that this was the one, we're gonna marry this girl or this guy. And then 3 years later, we're looking back like, oh my gosh, I don't know why in the world I ever dated this person. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely, yep.
If it was true, if all that was true, like we'd still be with that person. We'd still be in love, or we'd be married. But it wasn't true. We were lying to ourselves for whatever reason. Because it felt good. Like I said, it felt good, or we liked their company, or something like that. So,
and it's especially after being with somebody and being so comfortable for so long, where you need to be alone like the most.
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
I know people who don't give themselves time, and that's just, it ends up making that internal issue way bigger than it needs to be.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I've been dealing with something like that for like the past year and a half, and I've met people who felt like they might have been right for me, maybe whatever, but also it's not the right time. Like I know, like I still have more in me to grow.
Absolutely.
And I was having the same convo with my friends yesterday, because he was telling me, dude, if I met the right girl tomorrow, like I would go for it. And I told him, if I met the right girl tomorrow, chances are I'd probably let her go, because she might be the right girl, but I'm still not the right guy yet, you know?
Ooh.
Yeah, crazy. But it's true.
Wow.
It's true, and sometimes it sucks, but you have to realize that, like, there's a lot of goals I haven't accomplished. There's a lot of things about me personally that I would like to step up. And I feel like if I want somebody who, like, is just the best for me, I think I want them to feel like I'm the best for them too, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I gotta be real with myself, and I'd be like, yo, sometimes, bro, you're not there yet, and that's okay. It's a process, and it's good to not be there yet. You know what they say, man. It's all about the journey. Sometimes not the destination, and this is where you build character during the journey.
Yeah, character development for sure.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, looking within oneself and being alone is good. Don't go bouncing around off of people, and then.
Nah, man, don't be going out here being a leech.
Yeah, a leech, exactly.
Don't be a leech, man. And then also, don't be letting people leech off your energy, off your being, off your purpose of existence. Me and Tyson was having this conversation the other day. Shout out Tyson. We was having this conversation. He said, bro, do you feel like people be sucking your energy? Or do you feel like you allow it to happen? And I said both, because there's certain people, like, there's certain times in my life where, like, I thought I was doing the right thing. Like, I was giving to people around me, and that's all I knew how to do. I'm a very big-hearted person. I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Yeah.
And there was a time in my life where I was just giving. Because, I grew up learning, like, knowing that's what I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, be a giver, be a constant giver. And as I grew up, I realized that certain people were just, like, banking on that giving. They were just banking on, like, me giving. Like, I'd go out with certain friends and they'd be expecting me to handle certain things, or like I'd go out with certain friends and all of a sudden their wallet's missing, or you know what I'm saying?
Super leech.
Yeah, and I'm like, and me being me, I just, I would always do it because I love that person, and if you're hermano, you're my brother, you know what I'm saying? Like, I expect the same in return. But like, once I started realizing that like certain things were just like a one-way street, I had to make the cognitive decision to either keep doing that or stop. You know what I'm saying? And if I was exhausting myself, God doesn't want anybody to be doing things that are like if you're gonna get hurt in this world for sure. But if you're doing something to the point where it's burning you to the point, or it's barricading you to the point where you can't even serve your purpose right, you can't even serve your mission on this earth right, or to its fullest extent, because you're too busy giving, and you can't do what he's calling you to do at the level that you're doing it at because you're over giving, like you're giving to the point where like it's like breaking you.
Yeah.
It's unhealthy.
Giving so much, there's like nothing left, bro.
Exactly. It's unhealthy. It's like we give so much to other people, like, and we don't have nothing left to give to God, or we give so much to people, like me, for example. Sometimes like I'll work all day, bro, and I feel terrible for it. I'll work all day and then I go home to like my mom or my girlfriend, and like I feel like my energy with them is low. And I'm not supposed to bring that home. Like, as a man, like, I'm supposed to be able to go home and still have high energy for, the women in my life, or just my family in general. I'm supposed to be able to have high energy around them and be able to give the same type of level conversation that I'm having with you right now with them. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I can't, and I feel like an ass for it. It's the best way I can describe it. I'm not gonna lie. But like,
you're only human, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there's that expectation as men, like, to be that rock and all that and carry the world. And like you say, you're naturally just super giving, but you're flesh and blood, bro. Eventually something's got to give.
Yeah, bro. And so, like, yeah, man, lately I've been trying to, like, look for balance in my life, but at the same time, like, I heard this guy talking the other day, and he was like, bro, there's a time for balance and there's a time for unbalance. And he was speaking about, like, basically, like, he said people in life, like, they're constantly trying to find balance. But he's like, sometimes you have to, like, be obsessed with one lane in your life or a few lanes in your life. And people are going to call, like, let's say finances. I don't think it's everybody's calling to be rich. Honestly, I think it's a minimal group of people who's calling to actually be rich for real. Yeah. Everybody in the world just thinks that they're going to touch $1 million for some reason, because this generation just puts that in their face. And it makes us feel like failures when we don't do it. It's a psyop, by the way. It's a very mass control. Anyways, that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
But like, like everybody has dreams to be like rich or like some type of just successful. That's the term that we use, successful. And it's like we have social media telling us what success is. And it's like, bro, that's not everybody's calling for their life. But I do think that men need to be able to be financially sound. And what I mean by that is like we should be able to manage finances, whatever it is that you have. I view a man's life as a boat or as a ship. And your ship may be bigger or smaller than mine's. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe bigger. You may have a freaking kayak and I may have a yacht. But as long as that boat is sailing, it's floating and it's going to where it's going to go,
You're good.
you're the man of that ship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're good. And so it's like people, we all try to get the yacht. Everybody in the world, like, that's success. But no, success is just keeping afloat. Success is keeping that boat sailing, getting from destination, like you said, the journey, getting from America to Europe on a kayak. To me, I think that's crazy. If you
That is fucking
if you can
crazy,
get
bro.
America to Europe on a freaking kayak, you're more, in my opinion, you're more successful than the guy who did it on a yacht. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah, that takes something, bro. That's
That takes a lot.
That's character, that's grit, that's strength, you know.
and
The yacht is
people,
smooth sailing.
yeah, and people think that smooth sailing is success, and it's like, bro, like success is different for everybody. But I do think that men should be financially sound, and so like, I forgot where I was going with that, but
Now, you were talking about, well, it stemmed like you were talking about how people should focus on lanes and highways. And, like, for example, finance is one thing. So you be good at that, and then you focus on other things.
oh
Like, I
yeah,
don't
like
know.
focusing, yeah, like it's the time to focus up on that one thing,
Yeah.
and kind of ignore other parts of your life, and it's difficult for people around you to understand that.
Yeah.
And this is why, like, I love having people who are just like listeners before they are speakers in my life, because like, I don't know, I feel like the purpose that God has for my life is extremely hard to understand for most people, including myself. And like,
And you know what? It doesn't take so much for other people to understand. As long as they have that baseline compassion for their fellow people, you know, it'll be okay. Like, maybe they'll be like, oh, damn, little Papi hasn't been around in a minute. Like, he's always out there studying up on this or working or whatever. Like, it's going to suck. But then if you have somebody who's understanding, you'll be like, nah, he's doing this for his family. He's doing this
bro.
for his future. Like, they'll understand.
yeah.
Not everybody is like that, but
Absolutely
those are the people with compassion who you should keep around. They'll
Yeah.
understand you. Yeah, I think I've been very lucky and blessed to have the friends that I have, because they're kind of similar in that regard. Like,
Amen.
we've always talked about in our group, like, somebody, they can go away for like a whole year. Like, sometimes we get caught up with girls, or we have friends that go across the country to go to school.
And when you
They
see
come
them, it's
back,
like nothing.
It's like nothing, bro,
Yeah.
and we get it, bro. Like, yo, we haven't heard a word from you in 6 months. Tell
But
us all
what's
about
up?
it. What's
Yeah.
up? Exactly. It's not gonna be like, yo, where the fuck you been, man? Like, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
I hate that. I
Yeah.
hate that so much. I was just, shout out Tyson again. He was here, but I was just talking to him about that yesterday, because I have a boy, shout out JJ. He landed a job with Mars. Mars is a candy company that makes Snickers, M&Ms.
Oh, yeah.
They make like mainly chocolate, but they make a whole bunch of stuff too. They're part of the people that made the vending machine that I have up front. Like, they make the coin mix for that and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Sponsored by Mars.
Hey, hey. But yeah, he's going out there, and so my boy Tyson was like, hey, do you think it's gonna be different? I said, what you mean? He said, like, you know, he's going out there to Mars and stuff like that. And mind you, I've known JJ my whole life. Like, that's my lifelong best friend, and I still say that. I don't know if he says it, but that's my best friend. I say that to everybody. And yeah, like he was like, you think it's gonna be different? And I was like, not really. I said, bro, I've known this man my whole life. He's more like my brother than like anything else. I said, that's my best friend, but like, he's more like my brother. Like, he's more like, you know, if like you argue with blood, or like your brother, for example, you know how like growing up, do you have siblings?
I have a little sister. Yeah, she's 15. Yeah.
Okay, you know how sometimes like you and your sister would just argue for
Yeah.
absolutely no reason, and then 30 minutes later it's like, you want some food?
Yeah.
30 minutes, hey, you trying to go to the park with me?
Like nothing, bro.
Like
it's
nothing
never
happened.
that deep, you know?
And I feel like that's what me and him are. It's like I don't know, like we're like blood. Like, I don't know, like we was just talking about, I cut him recently. We were just talking about how like we feel like our lives were scripted, the way that we were brought up, and like the people that we were with growing up at like my church, and just the way that life happened, it felt like it was scripted. Like, it felt like, granted, it kind of was, but like it felt like it was scripted. Like, it felt like everything that happened fell into place, and it was just like odd. Like, it felt
Like
like
a proper
it felt like
story or
it
something.
felt like there were cameras on us. Like, it felt like a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very, very odd. But yeah. And he was like, do you think it's gonna be different? And I was like, nah, man. Like, My boy, he was up in Tallahassee. You know, things are gonna be different because we grow. Like, we're older now. But like, as far as like that whole like, that's my dog. Like, no, that's not changing for nothing, bro. I can't even imagine a world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like, I don't know, man. I was blessed to have people like that as well in my life. But there's certain people who I thought were gonna be like that who weren't, and there's certain people who I thought would never be like that who are.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's really crazy.
You never know until it happens.
Until it happens.
Yeah, man. That's real. I considered him my best friend, and we met in middle school. Like, I think I've told you before, but I don't know. We've known each other for like almost a decade, maybe around that. I can't even do the math right now.
Is it the one I cut?
No, it's not the one you cut. You never cut him before.
Okay.
But this guy, he was like the best man, and he was just having a lot of issues mentally. And then it was when I first moved in.
I think you told me this.
Yeah, 2 weeks after, he like
Slid.
dropped out, faded,
Yeah, I
like
remember this.
blocked all of us and dipped. And you know, like it's a tragedy to see that.
You
stuff,
would have
especially-
never expected it.
No, never,
Yeah.
never.
It happens.
Yeah, and I still think about him often, bro. And I wish I could just see him, but he doesn't want to see me, and that's his life, you know. So it's all right. There's nothing
It
I can do
happens.
about it. Yep.
You never know. People come around, but also at the same time, like people's purposes are different, bro. I talk about this a lot. Like, one, I think every man needs like an alone arc in their life. Like they need like an arc where they're just like back against the wall and like they don't have any help. I think every man needs that.
Yeah.
But two, like, bro, like your purpose is different from his. This reminds me. There's a story in the Bible where Jesus, he left when he was young. He left from his home, and then he comes back, and he's a lot older now, and he's in like the village that he was born in, and his mom goes looking for him, and his mom's like, you know, calling for him because she sees him, and someone's like, hey, like your mom's here, and he goes, Jesus, he goes, who's my mother? He goes, who's my brother, who's my sister? And then he turns to the people, he's like, you're my mother, you're my brother, you're my sister. And basically, like, what I felt like he was saying was like we all live a purpose. Everybody lives a purpose. And I'm a soul on a mission just like you were. Jesus' mother's purpose was to raise Jesus. You did your purpose. And Jesus' purpose was to save the world. I have to go do my purpose. And granted, yes, you are my mother in the flesh, but at the same time, like at a spiritual level, like we're all just souls having an earthly experience. And so like once you start like looking at people like that and, you know, take yourself out of the equation, kind of just like shut the voices up in your head, your feelings, your emotions. Once you shut those up in your head and, you know, you subtract all of that from a situation and you allow people to be people, you start feeling for it more than you start feeling bad for it. Because in my opinion, like, stuff like that, like, once I stopped looking at my parents as parents and started looking at them as people, bro, like, the relationship changed. Completely. Completely changed. Like, I stopped looking at my parents as parents and started looking at them as, like, people, as souls. And it completely changed. Not that I still don't have that respect for them. What's up, man? Not that I still don't have that same respect for them. Because obviously, like, my mother's my mother when she needs to, and vice versa. Like, I know, it's like hats, bro. I know when I need to put on my shut up, I'm a kid hat.
Yeah.
And then my mom, I'm a grown ass man hat. You know what I'm saying? Like it's waves, bro. Like you need to be able to read the room in those situations. But like, yeah, man. Like your friend, like he's having an experience. He's here on earth and he needs to experience whatever it is that he needs to at the level that he needs to do it at. And so like,
I wish nothing but the best for
the
that
best,
guy.
absolutely. That's all you can do, and all you can do is talk to God and pray that, you know, he protects them and that he, you know, sees them through whatever it is that they're going through. Because when people do stuff like that, bro, like just get up and leave, in my opinion, bro, they're either fighting demons or they're running after a calling.
Yeah.
It's two things that are happening. They're fighting demons or they're running. And 9 times out of 10, if you're running after a calling, you're fighting demons. So like, it's normally like a difficult season for them, and they just had to get out. They just had to like disappear for a moment. I got a sister. She lives in Texas. Not a blood sister. She's got a sister.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? And she slid. She slid from here. And she says all the time, like, I have so much peace in Texas. I feel so like at peace. Like I feel like a breath of fresh air. And it's like sometimes people just need to go be alone. for them to get peace. And like God is peace. And so like if you're chasing after peace, you're chasing after God. And so once you find that peace, stay there and communicate with the being that got you there, because the being that got you there is God.
Yo, good for those people. That's really a beautiful thing because I think that's kind of rare. I don't think a lot of people will really ever know peace like that.
Absolutely.
Especially the ones that struggle. Like, that's such a big thing to overcome.
Yeah. Like traumas and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Like struggles? Yeah. I will say though,
What's this man about to say? Diabolical, bro. Oh.
but yeah, I feel like, I was just talking about this the other day with Tyson too. Shout out Tyson. He asked me the question, he said, bro, like, do you think that like mental health and trauma is like just mental health and trauma, or do you think that at a certain point, like it can become a crutch? Like basically, like I do believe in mental health. I do believe in trauma. I do think that there are certain things that can allocate or advocate, whichever term is correct, your brain to function certain ways. Like there's certain things that can wire you differently because of experiences. Environment is everything. But at the same time, I feel like there's a point in life where you grow up and you put childish things away and you can see traumas for what they are, not them being trauma. Like you can see it as like, that was an experience, that was a lesson. You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn from that so that I can become who I am. And certain people don't choose to learn from it. They choose to rest on said trauma to allow themselves to be who they are. And by who they are, I mean like who they choose to be. Because a lot of times who people really are aren't who they're acting as. Like people are very ego mindseted, prideful, and pride comes before destruction. And ego, in my opinion, I made an acronym up for ego. Ego is like extinguishing God out. So if you're very ego-headed, you're so prideful, you're yourself to the point where it's like you're not even hearing the voice of God anymore because everything's resting on you. Because you know who you are and you know how to, I know how that happens and I know people like that and I know. Knowledge is bliss. That's why I talk about wisdom a lot, because a lot of people know a lot of stuff, but then they get to talking and they talking about it. Like, you ever heard someone who's just talking about so much stuff that they talked about like absolutely nothing at the same time?
Yeah.
It's like they're saying so much, but they're saying so much and nothing. And it's because like there's no wisdom behind the knowledge that they know. They're just spitting out information.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a certain time where it's like, you gotta put childish things away, and it's like certain traumas we cling on to because they allow us to be that scared little kid.
Yeah, I thought it was super interesting when you were saying that. You used the word experience when talking about traumas because it's like not a lot of people realize they're bigger than trauma. And
Absolutely.
Trauma is an experience, but life is like a million experiences lined up.
Lined up, man.
In the whole culmination of your life, you shouldn't let that one horrible thing, and your trauma, it might be valid for sure. It could have been something horrific, but you know, it's just one fraction of what makes you, you.
Yes.
So you're always gonna be bigger than that. And I hope a lot of people realize that.
It's hard,
It's hard for
Amen.
real, because trauma can be mad scary, you know? Some
Yeah.
shit you face, and like you guys were saying, it could be a crutch. Like it could get so bad to the point where like somebody who just can't face it, like it can really knock them down and maybe do irreversible psychological damage, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. But I feel like through God, everything's reversible, bro. Like there's people just lose hope. You know what I'm saying? And people lose hope because they don't have faith. They don't have faith in anything that's bigger than themselves. People only have faith in themselves. That goes back to that knowledge, like that pride that, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, or I know this, I know that, I. When everything is you are so gone from like reality. When everything is so like self-centered, that's why I don't believe in anymore. I don't believe in like self-made people. I think that's the biggest lie that entrepreneurship sells. That you are self-made. No one in this world is self-made, because all these entrepreneurs that are selling us these packages online all have a team. They have accountants. They have credit advisors. They have like, no one in the world is doing a multi-billion or multi-million-dollar business all on their own. I don't care what anybody says. You have an assistant. You have an assistant that has an assistant, and it's a lie. And whenever anything gets so like self-centered to the point where it's like that, bro, you're so far from like truth, man.
Yeah. Huh.
But yeah, I think that's a beautiful thing you said, though. You said life is full of experiences.
Yeah.
So why let one experience determine your entire existence?
Yeah, man.
This is gonna be cool with your beard.
It was cool. Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'm excited. Oh, man.
Like
I'm not going to see my mom for a little bit. I'm sure my mom would really fuck with it.
Fading.
She'd be like, wow, finally, baby, you did something else.
You did something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be like, thank you, mommy. Nah, but she'll still be like, so when are you going to cut
You
the
gonna cut
top
it off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, nah.
My mom does the same thing. My mom hates my dreads. She hates them.
It's a mom thing.
They just like their sons looking like the clean child that they used to dress up when we were children.
Yep.
That's what it is.
It's okay. I told my mom I can look clean like that when I'm older. Maybe like, I don't know when, but when I'm like, enough is enough, you know, it'll be for me, you know, not for you, mommy.
When it's time to put them childish things away, when you look in the mirror one day, you go,
Hey,
you know what? I'm too old for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what'll happen, you know, because everybody grows, they change.
Absolutely.
One day, bro, I might not even come in to see you. I might just be like so
Cut
out
it
of it,
yourself.
bro. I'll cut it myself, and then I'll come in and I'll be like, yo, can you fix this? I really fucked it up.
That's what a lot of people do, actually.
Yeah. That would be me. Nah, you know what? I will let you do it, bro. I don't want to mess it up.
I can see either or happening.
Yeah, bro.
I can see you having like a real self moment, and you taking your pube clipper
Oh my God.
and shaving your entire head off. I can see it happening.
My pube clipper, bro.
I can see it happening.
Yeah, man. I don't have barber tools at home. I gotta make do.
Telling you. I know. That's what most people do. Someone's like, yeah, I got a clipper for my face. Stop capping.
That's not for your
It's
face.
not for your face. Stop capping.
Bro, that is so funny because the other day, my friend, like 2 weeks ago, he really wanted a buzz cut. And I kept telling him, I'm like, bro, don't do that. Let's go to you. I really want to take him here. Yeah. And he got a buzz cut. He looks decent, right? But then he wanted to get a fade with the buzz cut too. And he went to this random ass place, bro. They didn't even blend his thing. I wish I took a photo for you, and then you could like roast him right now. Bro. But it was so bad. Like he just had a line going around, no blend, no blur, no nothing, bro. And then I was like, I told him, bro, like, I'm like, dude, my barber, after watching him, I think I could give you a better fade than that.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But the only trimmer we had was our other roommate's Manscaped ball trimmer.
I'm telling you.
I was like, bro, like you got to be cool if his ball's on the side of your head or else, whatever. That's the only reason we didn't do it, because he's like, no, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, hey, man, I could have still had you looking fresh, though.
Oh, my gosh, bro.
Fresh as balls, man.
Fresh as balls. Bro, shout out Manscaped. Sponsor me. Sponsor me.
Try their stuff, man.
Trying to get sponsored.
If you get sponsored, if you sponsor this man, I will buy their products. But you give him a discount code. The discount code should be Little Poppy for 45% off. I'm going to buy everything, I promise. Only then, though. I will not buy a single Manscaped product until he's sponsored.
Ha!
Yeah.
I hate rude people. He's so rude. He's so rude, bro. You know, he thinks it's funny. And I hope he watches this too. What up, man?
Rude guy.
Yeah. But it's okay.
I always liked him, you know.
Sweet.
He seems like your little brother.
He is. That's literally what he is. He's my little annoying brother that's freaking 6'2" and 405 pounds.
Yo.
And it's all his back.
I don't have a little brother, but all my friends that have little brothers, I don't know what it is, bro. It's got to be growth hormones in the food, but their little brothers are bigger than them. It's crazy.
Hey, whatever. That, I'm a little brother. I'll tell you what, my brother's bigger than me. Whatever that was, I didn't get it.
Damn, bro, you missed out.
Yeah, bro, it's green. I didn't get it, bro. It skipped the generation.
Damn. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back in and clean it up a little bit. That way it gives it more of that face.
But the concept is there.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
I still got some more work to do.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to actually create the guides in there.
Dude, like, wow, like seeing barbers do their thing is incredible. Like this is mastery.
This is art. I'm not a
Kinda
barber.
sucks for you.
I'm a sorcerer.
No, but watching that stuff like online, looking at the videos, especially like beardscaping or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
I think it's fascinating, bro. It's very cool how you guys do your work.
Beard sculpting.
Sculpting. There we go. Yep.
That's what I call it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's super cool. And then I go home and I just get like little scissors and try to cut some split ends, looking at myself in the mirror.
Yeah.
And it's like I keep missing all the split ends, bro. It's impossible. And you know, the mirror's flipped and whatnot, so it's different. Like
definitely
you
different.
got your own, like you're seeing me like the right way.
Yeah.
But still, dude, like, nah, man. If like you and me switch bodies for a day and I had to cut hair, oh my God, I'm going to jail, dude. I'm gonna fuck up everybody's head. It's gonna be so bad. Yeah, like this shit is a talent, bro. Yeah. And barbers, bro,
that.
barbers are like, they hold up the community, bro. They keep men strong, man.
Yeah, we got to. Y'all can't do it yourselves.
No.
Y'all need us.
We need it, yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Shout out God, man. He gave me the brain that gave me the skill to develop the talent to be able to put it on y'all head.
There we go. Thank God.
Yeah, man. But it's definitely fun though. Cutting hair is a blessing. It's a blessing and a curse.
And you guys seem like you have a lot of fun in the barber shop too.
Absolutely.
But you know, well, you're blessed. You got a good crowd in here. I know that's always not the case in any workspace.
My favorite is God. How about that?
There you go.
That's who I work with. I don't think God's a barber. You don't think he's a barber? Then how are we cutting hair?
He technically could be. He's instilling his will and putting all this stuff into
exactly.
the barbers on earth.
You know what I'm saying?
God is the greatest barber of them all.
Yeah, God is the greatest. He's the GOAT. God is the GOAT. God is him. Okay?
Imagine getting a cut by God. That shit would be heavenly.
Yo, I used to, me and my boy used to joke about like, imagine like Jesus getting a haircut. And it's like, hey boy, hey, you better make sure my lineup sharp. Better make sure it's perfect. I'm gonna know if it's not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna know if it's crooked. I'm gonna know if he didn't cut one hair. Yeah, man.
Bro, now you got me thinking about Jesus and his physical appearance. What do you think he looked like? You think he looked like that white boy
Absolutely
with the flowy
not.
hair, or like a Hebrew?
No,
maybe kind of like you.
I know he didn't look like the picture because if you actually do your research into that picture is not him at all.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Never heard that.
It's too deep, and I feel like I don't want to talk about that on camera.
Gotcha, I got you.
It's pretty deep, bro. Just do your research, man. That white boy that they painted as Jesus, that's not Jesus, man. That's somebody. That's somebody else. But,
we don't know him. We don't talk about him. We don't know.
Yeah, but nah, I don't know what Jesus. I just know. I feel like Jesus looked like an average human being. I don't think Jesus looked like someone like with like strong like attraction. I don't think he was like the most attractive person, but I also don't think he was like the ugliest thing walking around Earth.
Just a guy.
Yeah, I just think he looked like
kind of poetic
a
too,
pretty average Joe.
Yeah.
And yeah, and also like in my head, I feel like he would be like neutral. By neutral, I mean like in the middle of the spectrum as far as skin tones.
Yeah.
So like, and then same thing with everything else. I feel like he would just be neutral, like everything. Like his curl pattern, he probably had curls in his hair, but he didn't have nigga naps. You know what I'm saying? But he also didn't have like white people straight hair.
Yeah.
Like I feel like, I don't know, because I feel like he's the embodiment of like humankind. So I feel like he would just be like right in the middle of the spectrum. Like he would just be like a bit of like look and kind of feel like a bit of everything.
It's a nice way of looking at it.
Yeah, I don't know for sure though, you know? You know? Who knows? Who knows what he looked like?
I think it's one of those things that's better that you don't know. Kind of leave it up for interpretation.
Absolutely,
Like,
God's a mystery.
Like I told you a lot, I've never read the Bible. I'm familiar with a few stories, especially because of you.
Okay.
But I think the most important thing about Bible stories is like how you interpret those and the message it leaves with you.
Interpretation.
So exactly, not having the idea of Jesus is totally good. It's actually better that way. So then it's kind of like, if anything, you see yourself in him. Like,
I hear you. Okay.
Yeah. And
Where's
then,
mine?
yeah.
People just be stealing, man.
I was about to say, somebody probably stole it from you,
People
bro.
just be stealing, dog. That's what it is, man. I work with thieves. I work with thieves, bro. They don't like me.
Isn't that a thing they say in the Bible? Thou shalt not steal.
Ah, shut up. Absolutely, though, do say that. But yeah, I feel like he had to have taken mine. You got two of them.
Damn, you went straight to Tyson's corner, bro.
Absolutely, bro. My glass. I don't. He has two of them up there. He has a bunch of them up there. But I took one for right now. He'll be alright. He know I'm good for it. You know when y'all steal, I just steal back. That way it's not stealing. You feel me? It probably is mine.
Oh my God.
But yeah, nah, God's a mystery. He's supposed to be a mystery. He's the biggest mystery on this earth. But that's the point, because you're supposed to search and you're supposed to, it's like a relationship, bro. You know when you get to know somebody, like let's say a female, you go on a date, that female is a mystery. And 9 times out of 10, she's really attractive.
Yep.
Or at least to you in that moment. And so you want to just discover this mystery. And so you guys are just sitting there asking each other questions. You know what I'm saying?
Our natural curiosity, man.
Yeah.
You
and
gotta
so
discover, explore.
Yeah. I feel like that's what it's supposed to be. And in all honesty, too, whenever you're trying to have a relationship with somebody, you're actually trying to find areas of you and that person. You're trying to see if you guys relate. You're trying to see if you know what I'm saying? Like, what type of shows do you watch? What type of music you listen to? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're trying to find yourself in that person to see if you guys are compatible. And the cool thing about God is there's not even searching for it. You're just going to find a plethora of, like, things that you guys are so much alike in, and it's because we're made in his image. Bro, where's my... Bro! I ain't got no hairspray neither. Like, the thievery, bro. That bitch just slapped me in my eye. Y'all seen that? That's crazy. Me. So how you not being somebody who's like, quote unquote religious or quote unquote like, I guess like in your word. How do you view like religion from like an outside point of view?
Oh my God, I think I have a strange take on it, but I think religion is a beautiful thing, and I think it's like what makes humans humans, you know? Like, a lot of people shit on religion, especially the ones outside of religion. Or even the ones in it, they'll shit on other religions, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And they're like, how could they think this? Or they do this, that's so weird, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, maybe it's weird to you, but it's cool that these people, they come together and they have this shared idea, and it's like this unity. It brings so many people together. And sometimes, it can get twisted and turn people against each other, but I think like all of the major religions in the world, all of them, every single one, they're all based on good, as we were talking about earlier, moral beliefs. Yeah. Yes. So I really like religion. I like how it keeps people in line, because that's another thing, bro. I think without religion, to be honest, we'd be animals. And some people might be like, no, because like we can all be atheists and just believe in science, but it's like there are some people who need to have faith and who need that goodness in their heart, And without religion, they might be lost without it. So I think it's like a necessity, and it's a beautiful thing we have in the world. And sometimes me personally, I struggle to connect with it. I try, but it's always, I don't know why it's not clicking with me.
Everybody struggles.
Yeah.
That's part of that journey though, bro.
Yep. But just because I'm struggling, it doesn't make me turned off from the idea, Yeah. Like, I try to accept everybody for who they are.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Me and my friend, we were talking about it the other day, and it was mainly political, but then it got more into a religious thing, because we talked about how there's some people like, I don't know, hardcore Christians, for example, who really are kind of like closed-minded, super closed-minded. Because some things are bad, but some things, like sometimes people are closed off, like, like maybe they hate a certain group, like Muslims or whatever, or hate like the trans and whatnot. Like hates, like that's a strong word,
Absolutely.
And then I was talking to my friend, and I'm like, I swear in school I learned like Christianity and the religions like from that type of thing. It's like, forgive and love your neighbor. Yeah, acceptance. And it's like, you can have your personal opinions, right? Like, you as a person, if you don't like that stuff, it's okay, but you shouldn't force your beliefs on them. And if anything, as a person of religion, you should speak to your God and hope that they find the same faith that you do. Because I know everybody knows what it's like to, everybody knows what it's like to feel like slightly elevated. Like, maybe you see your boy break up with a girl and then you're like, damn, man, been there, done that. But just wait a few months, bro. You're going to see. Same aspect to religion. Like, if you feel like you found God, don't be mad at those people for not being on the same level as you. Speak with your God and then just tell them, like, hey, I hope that one day they can feel as good as me. Like,
you know, it's crazy because that's like, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, you're supposed to plant a seed as a believer. Like, you know, everybody has seeds. Like, you have like I said, everybody has a mission, everybody has a purpose, and you're supposed to plant your seed. Like, as a believer, you're supposed to share the message. You're supposed to. Just like how, like, if I know good knowledge on, like, how to make money, I don't gatekeep that. There's certain things I will. You know what I'm saying? Or, like, because, like, certain people just aren't ready for that type of conversation. You have to be wise in that area as well. But also, like, bro, knowledge is for everybody. So I'm not supposed to, you know, keep my. Bro, these have been dying so quick lately.
Man.
Like,
you charge those or they run on battery?
I charge them. It's just like I leave them charged overnight and then they don't work. They poop. They go poo-poo. I don't like that. But yeah, you're supposed to share, but you're not supposed to push. And I feel like that's what people do.
Yeah.
And they also become very judgmental towards somebody who isn't on the same accord as them. And it's like, bro, at the end of the day, like, we're all, this reminds me of another story about Jesus. There was this girl who, she did something. I don't know if she was like, I don't know what she did. I forget. She did something. And they were looking at Jesus and they were like, Jesus, what should we do with her? Like, should we stone her for what she's done? And Jesus, like, he basically says, sure, go ahead, stone her. But he was like, but he goes, let the person who stones her, like, let the first person who throws a rock, or let whoever who throws a rock, be sinless. So basically, like if you have no sin as well, like if you've never done any wrong in your life as well, cast the stone. Yeah. But if not, don't cast it. And no one casted a stone. Of course. Yeah. Because everybody's done wrong in their life. And I feel like once you resonate with that story, and once you allow yourself to, you know, to realize that, like, bro, like, I can be, or I was, or I will be one day in the same predicament as the next person, whoever it is that I'm casting this stone at, then you'll shut up, because your mouth makes you sin. You know, the word actually says, like, it's better to be quiet than it is to speak, because your mouth will cause you to sin. The more people talk, the more that they say stupid stuff. Yeah. The more quiet someone is, or, like, the more, like, you just have control over your mouth, the more of a chance that you'll probably, when you do speak, you'll speak with sense. And this is why a lot of people, you know, common knowledge is the quietest person in the room tends to be the smartest or the wisest. And it's because they're sitting down listening. And so whenever they do speak, probably what they're speaking on is well thought out.
Oh my God, yeah. That's one thing in my life when I started growing up in the past few years. I try to apply to myself, like, when you're having conversation with people, it's totally better if you take a pause before you speak and you think about what you're about to say.
Yeah, that's why you see me a lot. I go, Like, I have to really think about what I'm about to say. That's the best thing to do. People are too quick to speak before even soaking in stuff. Like, even when I was a kid, I can remember me doing that. Like, bro, like, I'd be on the edge of my seat ready to say something. And it's like, bro, like, slow down. Who are you? Who are you? Like, but yeah, bro, that's cool though. For someone who's not necessarily, like, religious or in your Bible, you have a really good outlook on.
You know, I try.
I try. I'm telling you, bro, he's in you, bro. I'm telling you. You think I'm lying? He know you, bro.
Oh man.
He know you, bro. You just gotta, you know, it'll happen.
Yeah.
I'm praying for it.
Man, you just stretched back there. That shit had you screaming, bro.
What, me?
Yeah.
That wasn't a stretch, nah.
Oh,
I like ran. I was like, ugh. I ran.
now sometimes I stretch, especially if I'm at my parents' house. I'll stretch and I'll scream, bro. My mom
Absolutely.
comes out like, "Are you good? Are you good?"
Yeah, I'm great.
Yeah, I think that's just a guy thing, bro.
I think that's a people thing.
Nah, I've never seen my mom do that.
My mom, nah. My sister, absolutely.
Yeah.
But my mom does just scream randomly. I mean, she's Puerto Rican. She's gonna definitely scream randomly.
Oh my God.
All Caribbean. Shout out Caribbean folk. They don't know how to act.
No, they don't. I'm no exception, man.
See, exactly. Shout out Caribbean folk. We don't know how to act, bro.
That reminds me of when like I'm cooking food or something, and I got something. Often it would just be like chicken boiling in a pot or something with some spices, and then everything I made to like put everything else together, I go and wash the dishes. You know, I try to like do everything at once.
Yeah, you got to. I think older women are the best at that.
Oh yeah.
Older women in the kitchen, it blows my mind. It blows my mind,
Efficiency,
bro.
bro.
I'm like, bro, you guys are cooking 5 things. Yeah. And you're also washing the dishes as you're cooking 5 things.
Yeah, bro, that's my max. Only one thing in dishes. Sometimes I'll have like rice, making it on the side,
Yeah.
and I'll totally forget about it, and I'll leave it on way too high of a heat, and the bottom is just toast, dude. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, nah, me, if I'm cooking, I'm cooking. I wash the dishes. I wash dishes afterwards. I'm not gonna lie. I'll go ahead. I'll put my whole plate of food down, and depending on how I'm feeling, I'll go ahead and I'll wash the dishes before I eat, or I just wash them after I eat, bro. Cause me doing all that, nah. What I do. I can cook multiple things, and I'm good at putting stuff back. Like if I just use seasonings, all my seasonings not sitting out on the counter.
Better than me, bro. You should see that shit. It's just everywhere.
Nah, I'm putting that back. Or like if I just use butter, the butter's back. Yeah, like I'm good at like opening the fridge and opening drawers and stuffing stuff like right back in there in its place. Yeah, what I'm not good at though is cleaning in between. I also just feel like it's a hassle because then now my hands get wet and dirty and then I gotta wash my hands and because I'm about to touch some food and I don't know. For me, it's a lose-lose in that situation.
Yeah,
but
I get you.
People who do it, I applaud them.
They're heroes, bro. Heroes of the household.
Absolutely. Shout out older women.
Oh, yeah.
Could the young ones? Let me chill out. Let me not do that.
Because she's young.
Could the young ones? Let me chill out.
Oh, my God.
Let me chill out. I'm going to get canceled. Be like, you don't know what you're talking about. They're going to get on my trail. You're such a feminist. Let me chill out. I'm pretty sure YouTube going to register that word.
It's over, bro.
He's going to push it just to them just because I just said that word, bro.
Yeah, and then they're all going to report your stuff. And then boom, like you never existed, man.
All right, they're gonna Andrew Tate me.
Yeah, bro. That's funny.
Crap. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about cancel culture?
Oh my God, it's not cool, bro. Not at all. Like a lot of these platforms, they exist for people to share their ideas, and sometimes ideas they're crazy, you know. Like not every idea is a good idea, but the ability to be able to share them regardless is an insanely beautiful thing. And you know, history has taught us like there's places that have existed where the people are silenced. Like even in modern day, like North Korea or whatever, all their citizens, bro, they can't do anything. They can't even get a haircut that's not approved, bro. Like it's insane. Like over there, imagine you got a fade and you got canceled for getting a fade. Like how ridiculous is that?
Yeah.
And obviously, we're not on that same level, but we should be proud of not being anywhere near that level.
Yeah.
So somebody, they can say something fucked up, but you don't have to listen to them, you know?
Absolutely.
And you know what? People make the argument like, yeah, I don't listen to them, but they're like corrupting other people and blah, blah, blah.
The moment you say but everything you just, but cancels out
That's
everything you just said.
Yeah, but you know, going back to that, like, other people might be listening to that, okay, but you know, like people, they can form their own opinions and it's okay. It's fine. Like we started this with like mentioning Andrew Tate and getting canceled, and a lot of people talk about his influence and stuff, and it's like they kind of hype that up because you know you don't see people out there in the streets actually acting like that guy and whatnot. Like everybody, they do their own thing. It's okay.
Nah, bro.
I think
mean,
they take
stuff
it
is
with
just
you seriously.
trendy.
Yeah.
That's what it be. Stuff is trendy. and people are monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah. And I think people who do cancel culture are really disconnected from the real world. Like,
Absolutely.
imagine all those people who do cancel culture and imagine them walking into the barbershop and they hear you guys talk. Bro, you guys, wow, it would be over, bro.
No, I'm telling you. I mean, that's any barbershop.
Because you know how every time I tell you I love what the clips do to my hair, they add like that volume, bro.
Yeah. To show you how to end in sentence.